Hey, how's it going? And welcome back to Consuming Cinema, a show about making and pairing food and drinks from popular movies and TV shows. This week, we're making and pairing a margarita with the perfect egg sandwich from Birds of Prey and the fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn. If you haven't seen Birds of Prey, it's a 2020 film directed by Cathy and based, rather loosely, on the DC Comics superhero team of the same name, which follows former psychiatrist turned career criminal Dr. Harley Quinzel, aka Harley Quinn, who's absolutely devastated by her recent breakup with her boyfriend, the Joker, which she really shouldn't be on account of his awful face tattoo.
Sounds like a dick.
In order to cope with her loss, Harley indulges on her ultimate hangover food,
the perfect egg sandwich. Egg, bacon, American cheese, soft, toasted, buttered roll, just a dash of hot sauce. What a way to start my new life.
Later, Harley teams up with a badass assembly of anti-heroes in order to save a young girl in gastric possession of a rare diamond, sought after by a face-skinning, mask-wearing madman named Roman Sionis. And when all is said and done, Harley treats her team to her favorite cocktail,
Morning margaritas!
But before we make a margarita, we first have to begin our egg sandwich, which starts with bacon. Now, on my first couple attempts with this, I made bacon the way it's done traditionally and in the movie, by frying it, in my case on a cast iron skillet. However, this is supposed to be a perfect egg sandwich, and I personally don't believe that the perfect way to make bacon is on a skillet or flat top, because when you fry bacon, it often can come out rather shriveled, with parts of the fat unrendered and often unevenly cooked. So ultimately, I decided that the best way to cook the bacon was the way I typically do it, which is baked in the oven. And to bake your bacon, you will need a foil-lined baking sheet topped with a wire rack. Then onto this rack, we will lay out our strips of bacon, after which we will then put this bacon into an oven at 350 degrees for between 30 to 40 minutes. I like mine a little bit crispier, so I went a little on the longer side. And you can see that it comes out perfectly crispy, so now we'll just set this bacon aside while we prep our roll, which, as we can see in the movie, is a ciabatta roll. And to this ciabatta, we will brush on some melted butter, just like Sal does, and once each half of the ciabatta is buttered, we will then put them into our skillet on medium-high heat to toast them up. Be sure to do the same with the other bun as well, and after a few minutes, those buns should be nicely browned and toasty. Now it's time to cook our eggs, which, as we can see in the movie, Sal makes over easy. But I'll be honest with you in saying that, like with my bacon, flipping 2 over easy eggs did not go so well, and I broke the yolk. So I'm gonna show you a method of cooking over easy eggs with no flip, by first adding some Pam or neutral oil to your pan along with a tablespoon of butter, and once that butter is melted, we'll crack 2 eggs into our pan, and then we're gonna let these eggs cook on medium-low heat until those egg whites become white. And once they do, we're gonna add a couple teaspoons of water to the outer part of the pan, and then you wanna cover this pan and increase the heat ever so slightly. And as you do, you'll be able to see that those yolks will gradually become covered in white on account of the steam, which creates a simple over easy egg with no flip required. And once those yolks are whitened over, we will then add some freshly cracked pepper, but no salt, as we'll get plenty of salinity from our bacon. And then we're gonna add 2 slices of American cheese, which we'll drape over the yolks of each egg. And now we're gonna cover this once again in order to allow that cheese to melt. While on our bottom ciabatta roll, we will place a few slices of our perfectly cooked bacon. And as I got a bit carried away with the bacon layering, I did let the cheese melt a little too much, but it's okay. So now we'll just remove those cheesy eggs from the pan and place them on top of the bacon. But before we top it with the other bun, we of course have to add our dash of hot sauce, for which I'm using Red Rooster.
Not too much, Sal.
Wanna taste that cheese?
Oh, sorry Harley. Next, we're simply gonna top our sandwich with our other ciabatta bun, and now we're gonna head on over to plate. To wrap our sandwich, we'll be using yellow sandwich wrappers just like in the movie. Personally, I had to use 2 of them because of how big my sandwich was. And what you wanna do is fold the ends of the wrapping paper together like so, before then folding 1 crease down the middle and folding that crease on top of the sandwich, and then you wanna fold the ends of the wrapper and tuck them under the bottom of the sandwich. And once you're your sandwich is all nicely wrapped, it's time to make our margarita, which starts in a small shaker tin, to which we'll add 1 ounce of lime juice, which I highly encourage you to juice fresh like I did, and then we're gonna add 1 ounce of orange curacao or triple sec. Now the kind of curacao I'm using comes from the Senior & Company brand, which is actually the only brand of curacao that's actually from the island nation of Curacao, and is the only one that's legally allowed to put genuine on the label, but really you can use any kind of orange liqueur you want here. Next we're gonna add 2 ounces of a Blanco, silver, or in my case, Plata tequila. I'm using Tequila Ocho, which I chose because of the brand's emphasis on their tequila's terroir. Terroir is a term often used in winemaking, which describes how the environmental factors of where an alcohol is made affect the overall taste. In Tequila Ocho's case, this means that all of their tequila is produced from single estate fields called ranchos, with each specific bottle detailing which rancho the agave was grown at. And the Tequila Ocho website goes into even further detail about the specificities of each rancho and how it affects the terroir. Now we're gonna add some ice to our big tin and lock in our small tin, and then give our margarita a nice hard shake. Now into a margarita glass we will add some ice, before then double straining our margarita into the glass, and finally garnishing with a lime wheel. Now you could salt your rim, but I didn't because they don't in the movie. And at long last, your margarita with the perfect egg sandwich is finally done. Now there's nothing left to do but to taste it. So we'll start with a bite of our truly perfect looking egg sandwich, and right off the bat, I will say, Harley isn't kidding. This really is a perfect egg sandwich. Every part of the sandwich is well balanced, and it all works together in perfect harmony. The crispy, salty bacon beautifully complements the soft, over-easy egg. The rich, ooey gooey American cheese is brilliantly contrasted by that bit of heat and acid from the hot sauce. And this ciabatta roll is truly the perfect vessel for this sandwich, with those little air pockets that absorb the fat from the butter, bacon, and American cheese. But how does our egg sandwich pair with a margarita? Well, just as we made a perfect egg sandwich, this is also a perfect margarita, and I believe the high quality of its ingredients attribute to that. But as a pairing, I definitely had to think a little more about this one. Just make sure that while you're thinking, you don't let your sandwich fall. But I didn't, so it's all good. Like I said though, this was definitely a tougher pairing to review than usual. I even called in my lovely fiancée Bailey for a backup taste test on this one. Ultimately, we decided that there were indeed elements of these two that did go well together, as the citrus and acid from the margarita do complement that rich fattiness of the sandwich, similar to how orange juice pairs well with breakfast. Likewise, the salinity of the sandwich does pair pretty well with the tequila. But with all that said, there's something about the agave notes and the tequila itself that doesn't really make for a great morning cocktail. Rather, I do think that this breakfast sandwich would make an excellent meal after a night of drinking a few of these margaritas, as I can say from personal experience. So, while these two are amazing on their own, overall I think I'll give this pairing around 1 3/4 thumbs up. If you like the channel, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Please leave any video suggestions in the comments below. Full recipes will be included in the link in the video description. Follow us on all forms of social media at Consuming Cinema. And don't forget to join us next week when we make a pairing from Little Nicky. And as always, thank you for watching.